It's like my own form of virtual reality. When I'm looking through the lens, I really feel like I'm standing in that place. Whatever I was seeing made me feel like I was there. That's true when I shot underwater. I felt like I inhabited an underwater world. When I'm inside the dollhouse, I feel like I'm in a life-size room kind of moving around. No, because I've been thinking about the dollhouse being a metaphor for so many things, particularly for women, for the inside of our mind. That desire to nest and create a space. When I shoot dolls, more questions are asked, more questions are answered, and somehow when there's a doll in the picture, we're able to project emotions in a different way, maybe because we're starting with a blank face. I still hold on to this hope that it will seem utterly real. Memory is really, really important for me in the work that I do, because I feel like whatever happens to an image in our mind, whatever kind of cloud or haze, I'm really interested in finding that in a photograph. So there's some sense that it's not quite right, or even that the memory is more whitewashed or even more glamorous than the actual experience. That's a little bit more beautiful than real life. Lots of times when I look at my first pictures or my older pictures, I try to remember who the artist was who made them, because it doesn't really, I really like them and I wonder who made them, but I feel like I've been so many different artists. The idea for the walking and lying objects came from a memory, being in Atlantic City as a kid and seeing Mr. Peanut walking around, which he was basically, that was an ad for Planters Peanuts, but he was basically a big peanut walking on legs. And I started to think about people, particularly women, becoming fused with the objects around them. I made the gun picture, you know, some years ago, and I never saw the violence of the gun on legs. I saw more like this kind of character, this woman from a 1940s movie who might keep a gun in her purse just because that's who she was or is, but would never pull it out, just needed to have it there as a kind of accessory. The most significant thing for me about my newest work is that for the first time I'm working in human scale. I don't know what happened that led me to this little ad for these life-size love dolls, but on the first trip to Tokyo, I found an ad for this exquisite-looking life-size woman doll. The really great thing about working human scale was that I didn't have to build sets. Suddenly my world that I inhabit became a stage set, or like a human scale dollhouse for this new prop. These are the puppets I used in my movie that I made in 2006, The Music of Regret. And they played opposite Meryl Streep in the movie. One of the key scenes in the movie is Meryl Streep sort of sitting there with this group of boy dummy puppets circling around her. She sort of showed me what I wanted without my even asking for it or knowing that's what I wanted. The pictures I made called Underneath are about what goes on under a skirt. I remembered what it felt like to be a little kid and be under the table. And when I made the Underneath pictures, not only did I think about what went on under a woman's big, you know, voluminous skirt, but I thought about another kind of world being able to exist there, like an entire room populated by people and furnishings and ideas and events. Finishing a series or finishing anything, at least as someone who makes art, when you starting is so great because you have so much ahead of you to explore. Finishing is sort of something like that.